Yes, guys, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching from. Please like, subscribe, and share, right? Hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out this book. It's on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours faithfully, Martin Fine with you, all right? Today we are having press conference, so come around. Stick around for news, paper headlines.
Ebola DFM, keeping your morning engaging as we take you through the smoothest ride on radio from 7 to 9:30 a.m.
Getting your morning inspired, be informed, let's interact only on the morning drive.
Making a date with Martin Fine, aka Meta,
and Christy, aka Emenari, aka Classy.
From Monday to Friday, from 7 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. on the morning drive. 103.5 FM.
Good morning and welcome to Epona at the 103.5 FM. Today, the 16th day of April 2024. Today is Tuesday and the time is 2 minutes past the hour of 7. It's time for newspaper headlines on Epona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news, making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers. But before we do that, let's go for a short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines. Please stay with us.
Do you know that you have the right to quality broadcasting? The National Broadcasting Commission says any person, group of persons, or organization aggrieved by the content of a broadcast or the conduct of a broadcast station may lodge a complaint to the station and all right to the Director General, National Broadcasting Commission, number 20, Ibrahim Taiwo Street, Asokoro, Abuja, or send a mail via info@nbc.gov.ng. Please ensure that the complaint includes name of the broadcast station, title of the program, date and time of broadcast, and essence of the complaint. Also, remember to include your name, address, telephone number, email, and append your signature. Note that the complaint must reach the NBC within 14 days of the query broadcast. NBC, your right to quality broadcasting.
You're welcome back to newspaper headlines on Ebona, the 103.5 FM. This morning, we are going to take you through the news making the headlines on The Guardian, Leadership, Vanguard, Punch, Sun, Daily Post, The Nation, This Day, and if time permits, we are also going to take a look at the Nigerian Tribune newspapers. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-9666-1035. You can as well join us on Facebook as we are live at Ebonade 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. I am Martin. Let's get started with the Guardian newspaper this morning. Households groan over food prices as inflation defies intervention. National grid suffers third collapse, worsens 20 hours power target. How federal government rescued over 1,000 abductees without ransom. NSA. Southwest leaders support Oyo invasion. Support Tinubu or quit Matawali, tells federal government appointees from North. 2024 Lagos Trade Fair promises greater business opportunities. Federal government now pays more for fuel subsidy. El-Rufai claims. BCDC orders soldiers to leave Boko's local council as death toll hits 30. Federal government targets a $15.7 trillion artificial intelligence market. Kaduna APC suspends chieftain for insulting governor, backing El-Rufai. Court attributes Sylvester Oromuni's death to parents' doctors' negligence. 10 years since Chibok, Nigeria will no longer pay the price. 1.9 million to sit for 2024 UTME from Friday. Ward suspends Ganduje over alleged graft. State chapter kicks. P2B to address Nigerians, Canadians on governance in Toronto. Oil production stagnates at 37 billion barrels in 14 years. Raise a special military team to rescue Chibok girls. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency naps 50,901 suspects, secures 9,034 convictions in 3 years. Mawa says. Tackle constituency project fraud. HEDA tells ICPC. Navy hand over fishing trawlers. 12 crew members to regulatory agency. Navy hand over fishing trawler. 12 crew members to regulatory agency. Alakijas arraigned in Lagos court over alleged property fraud. Coalition seeks a revocation of pipeline surveillance contracts. Police arrest 2 armed robbery suspects. Containerized truck accident. Committee pledges stricter safety measures in Lagos. Containerized truck accident. Committee pledges stricter safety measures in Lagos. Police arrest suspected kidnapper. Recover snatched vehicle in Imo. Unknown gunmen kill leader of vigilantes, 2 others in Delta community. UNICEF urges action to secure children's education. Benue partners Chinese firm to establish solar panel factory. ILO, United Nations agencies support transition roadmap. ASU force recruitment process of ATBU vice chancellor. Others, why Obaseki will lead Nigeria's delegation to Benal at 2024. Presidency launches VFM project to feed school children. C&S chairman Abidoye for burial April 27th. Akwa Ibom intervention to reach 600,000 households. Civil society organizations rallies reps on HCDT review. How government can achieve health equity by Kappa. Guba poll. Ondo APC group alleges plot to manipulate primaries. Rotary rolls out of free health services. Baker backs life jail for defiling neighbor's daughter. Group empowers youths against gender-based violence in Lagos. Business Journal to support growth. Niger set to revive monthly sanitation. Isale Eko descendants seek reset of Lagos Island Central Business District. Kano APC backs Ganduje, asks ward official for 6 months over his purported suspension. We are not aware of Ganduje's suspension, says APC chairman. 2024 WAEC SSCE Ekiti government pays 546 million naira for students. Ondo APC group alleges plot to manipulate primaries. Kanu APC backs Ganduje. We've taken this. Federal government to prosecute airing retailers over hike in food commodity prices. As to force a recruitment process for ATBU vice chancellor, other principal officers. Ondo election. Mammoth crowd welcome Ayedatiwa in Okitipupa local government area. Governor Sule raises concern over increased cases of kidnapping. EFCC arraigns 5 for illegal crude oil deal. EFCC arraigns 5 for illegal crude oil deal. APC suspends Buba for disrespecting Sani in defense of El-Rufai's debt profile. Expert urges federal government to harmonize NIN, BVN to tackle crimes, insecurity. Wike donates motorcycles to combat crime in hard-to-reach areas. Alleged 4.8 billion naira fraud. Court awaits appeal court verdict to hear Ibeto's application on jurisdiction. Nigeria's inflation rate hits 33.20%. Alleged $6 billion fraud. Court dismisses Aguloye's application on amicus curiae. Oshemule, Dixon, Sheriff, Melee, Clark, others pays tributes to Ojubo. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency arrest 50,901. We've taken this. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Guardian newspaper this morning. Experts call on federal government to invest more in crude oil production. Troops intercept gun runner in Taraba for kidnap attempt. REDAN confirms Southwest Elections commits to professionalism. REDA confirms Southwest Elections commits to professionalism. Northern Group dissociates from NEF over comment against Tinubu. Military dismiss alleged shooting of civilians in Plateau by soldiers. Police arrest Army Lance Corporal for alleged stabbing a motorcyclist. Police arrest Army Lance for allegedly stabbing a motorcyclist. National grid collapses amid tariff increase. 1.9 million candidates to sit for 2024 UTME on Friday. JAMB. SPPG Yaradua Foundation highlights importance of BPO for economic growth. Banks helped ministry officials loot fund recovered from Abacha COVID-19 EFCC. After Bobrisky, more celebrities being investigated for Naira abuse. EFCC. National Drug Law Enforcement Agency intercept 3.2 million counterfeit cards, lethal illicit substance. Nimet forecast 3-day sunshine, thunderstorm from Monday. Total Energies MD faces Senate committee for non-appearance, urged to reconsider. Insecurity. Imo Commissioner of Police solicits constant prayers of support from clerics, citizens. That's the much we can take from the Guardian newspaper this morning. From the Guardian newspaper, we'll flip over to Leadership newspaper. Group passes confidence vote on Tinubu Chetima. Buni seeks harmonious military-civilian relationship. Hunger. Akwa Ibom targets 2.3 million poor residents for palliatives. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Leadership newspaper this morning. Fubara urges health insurance and managers not to sideline the poor. Hunger. Akwa Ibom targets 2.3 million poor residents for palliatives. Kogi begins the payment of bursary awards. Group passes confidence vote on Tinubu Chetima. Buni seeks harmonious military civilian relationship. Buni seeks harmonious military civilian relationship. Fire outbreak. Senator Williams assures e-com market traders of support. Police confirm death of man in Abia Hotel. Bayelsa Electoral Commission presents certificates to local government chairmen. The Aswera Group laws Ababio for repositioning APC. Methodist Church tax Utu on abducted UCTH professor. 4.8 billion naira. Court adjourns Ibeto's trial over jurisdiction. Man, 22, jailed 27 years for stealing. School adopts international standards of assessment. Abiodu assures civil servants of robust welfare package. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps puts personnel on red alert over Odua Nation agitation. BUTH goes after children for abandoning dad in hospital. Governor Rada vows to protect community core personnel. Governor Inua mourns as 6 family members die in road crash. Sheikh Masusuka set up Islamic TV, radio, school in Castena. Tinubu's Bauchi local government Kanu court acquits man over housewife's stabbing of domestic worker. Tribunal begins a pre-hearing in Sokoto, Zamfara rerun elections. Benue Revenue Board no longer for political patronage. Chairman Kogi Guba, INEC tenders documents against SDP, Ajakas petition. Fuji musician Collington dispels death rumor. Wike distributes motorcycles to security agencies. ADC Guba candidate seeks support for Governor Ododo. Rotary launches Action Group for Peace. Uni Ilori Dawn produces biodiesel from egg shells. PIA Senate Committee insists on Total Energy's MD's appearance. Jazz singer Yinka Davis to perform at Rotary Media Awards. NEDC donates medical equipment, orders to Borno government varsity. Danfodio Varsity to graduate 22,934 at combined convocation. Court orders man's arrest for contempt. Alleged $6 billion fraud. Agunoye loses bid to invite friends of the court. Nigeria plans exhibition at Italy's international cultural event. Troops arrest 3 gun runners, 4 kidnapped in Benue, Taraba, Liba, urged to prepare for National Assembly race. France invests 3 million euros in Nigeria's healthcare system. Troops arrest. We've taken this. Federal government backs reps move to curb wildlife, forest crime. 1,680 Nigerian school children abducted, 180 killed in 10 years. UNICEF, National Association of Nigerian Students, kicks against a biodiversity fees hike. That's the much we can take from the Leadership newspaper this morning. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 08096661035. And still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Leadership newspaper, we'll flip over to the Vanguard newspaper. US-based Nigerian man Chidozie shot by wife dies after 18-day coma. I'm coming for you. Kiamo tells unlicensed private jet operators Naira appreciates to 1,080 Naira per dollar in parallel markets. Okuama, Army lacks powers to deny Oborowori journalists access. Delta stakeholders. Falana, Oyo invasion. Yoruba nation sponsors a promise to Oyo invasion. Yoruba nation sponsors promise to end my hunger. Female suspect. Both mishap remains of late Nollywood makeup artist Abigail buried in Akwa Ibom. More pressures on pockets as food inflation rises to 40%. Coastal highway need for accountability. What does the future hold for street children in Nigeria? On Sanwo-Olu's transformation of water transport in 1,000 days. More pressures on pockets. We've taken this. Federal government still subsidizing petrol in trillions of naira. El-Rufai. Okwama. We've taken this. Anambra 2025. Ozigbo vows to unseat Soludo as 300 APGA members decamp to Labour Party. Moves to the register. Labour Party will be resisted with our blood. Our Madri. Kogi poll. Against SDP, Ajakas petition at tribunal. Kanu APC rules out Ganduje's suspension. Sacks party's world leaders. Sylvester Oromuni is curious. Corona ignored evidences. Falana false ruling. Sylvester is Curious coroner ignored evidences. Falana falls ruling. Attackers of Oyo Secretariat miscreants on cheap drugs. Makinde's aid. Sylvester Romuni, Krona, clears Dowen College, indicts parents, doctors. High cost of drugs, orthodox services. Pregnant women return to traditional antenatal care. Man kills mother over palm oil proceed in Oshun. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Banks recapitalizations weighs down stock market. Investors lose 633 billion naira. Tariff hike. TCN discos Bika over failing 20-hour supply. Chaos as armed agitators in camouflage invade Oyo government secretariat. Global condemnation trails Iran's attack on Israel. That's the much we can take from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. From the Vanguard newspaper, we'll flip over to the Punch newspaper. Military dismisses claims of shooting civilian in Plateau. NWC members carpet Kanu APC word for suspending Ganduje. Igadolu seeks resolution of Edo PDP crisis. Troops foil kidnap attempts by terrorists. GEIL NCDMB launch training initiative. INEC tenders documents to back Kogi governor's election. Over 1,000 kidnapped victims so far rescued without a ransom. Federal government. Yoruba nation. Makinde hails military. Reps condemn agitators. Chaibu being persuaded to drop petition against Edo Chief Justice. Cancel. State police. Police law amendment may take 2 years. Arawa Group declares and Northern Elders Forum's criticisms of Tinubu. Matawale urges loyalty. Arawa Group decries Northern Elders Forum's criticisms of Tinubu. Matawale urges loyalty. Obi, Nigerians in Canada to discuss economy. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Punch newspaper this morning. Government receives Olakuni's nomination as Ernest Ulubadan. 35 illegal tax collectors facing prosecution, says Benue IRS. Businessman Fajemiru Kon turns 74. Gaza war rages amid Iran-Israel conflict. Biden decries violence. Minister urges Lagos to showcase Ebe fishing potential. Non-governmental organization empowers widows in Lagos. Benue targets a 16 billion naira tax 2024. Medical doctors push for 70 years retirement age. Yoruba Nation. Lecturer defends participation as police parade 21. 76 pedestrians arraigned for crossing highways. Lagos State University Center advocates better motor park management. Rivers Commissioner of Police, Disu, orders about police awards. Truck kills a pedestrian on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Lagos police arrest 2 suspected robbers and recover ammunition. INEC tenders documents against SDP at Kogi Governorship Tribunal. Ganduje's award ESCOs debunk ex-governor's suspension. Blames NMPP members. Police arrest 46 suspected cultists in Kwara. Samsung displaced Apple. Tops smartphone market. Samsung displaces Apple. Tops smartphone market. 19 Mapoli students suspended for examination malpractices. Federal government asks National Assembly to pass endangered species bill. That's the much we can take from the Punch newspaper this morning. From the Punch newspaper, we'll flip over to the Sun newspaper. Nigeria will lead Africa in developing, regulating artificial intelligence globally. Federal government. Anxiety grips APC over Ganduje's alleged word suspension. Matawale, Northern Elders Forum ex-spokesman. Matawale touts Northern Elders Forum ex-spokesman. Kalu Osoba, others pay tribute to Ezife. Federal government now paying more subsidy. El-Rufai, anxiety grips APC over Ganduje's alleged word suspension. Published loan agreement by Obasanjo, Yaradua, Jonathan, Buhari, Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project tells Tinubu. Resource control, strong institutions, key to salvaging Nigeria. Kalo, Ondo, group makes case for Ayeda Tiwa candidature. Insecurity, causing economic instability. Ago. Most opposition alliance looking for meal tickets. Adebayo, 2023 SDP presidential candidate. Anxiety grieves APC over Ganduje's alleged we've taken this. Kalo, Osoba, others pay tribute to Ezife. Food prices continue to rise. Inflation hits 33.20%. TCN links latest grid collapse to fire outbreak. Lagos State, Momo, PSP partner to drive financial inclusion, food security. Banks and the new recapitalization, Rwandan genocide and lessons for Nigeria. That's the much we can take from the Sun newspaper this morning. From the Sun newspaper, we'll flip over to the Nation newspaper. 30 arrested for illegal mining in Niger. ONU will be greatly missed, says Mamora. Paying subsidy on petrol is policy pragmatism, says El-Rufai. APC suspends Ganduje's World Exco for 6 months. Why federal government nominated me to lead delegation to Benele Art by Obaseki. Clark calls for special tax for rescue abducted Chibok school girls. Kogi poll. INEC tenders documents against SDP. Ajaka's petition at tribunal. Alleged $6 billion fraud. Court dismisses Agloye's application on amicus curiae. How we got man behind the claim that Fashola wrote PEPC judgments by police. Kidnapping. Wike donates motorcycle to DSS. Police. Orders. Still on the stories making the headlines on the Nation newspaper. Pastor Enenche breaks silence, apologizes to lady accused of fake testimony. Kogi governorship dispute. INEC opens defense, tenders documents. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps. Police place officers on red alert over Yoruba Nation agitators. Why Wike should be PDP national leader by Northern Group. Popular Ibadan. Supermarket. Pinnacle to be reopened soon. NAFDAC. Ondo APC primary leaders caution party against violating guidelines. Parents, doctors' negligence killed Sylvester or killed by vigilante group. Bauchi district head. Governor Sule increase cases of nature. You are listening to short break. When we come back, we'll continue on the stories making the headlines on the Daily Post newspaper. Please stay with us.
Ebona 3.5 FM Ogidi in conjunction with Baboa Production presents the launching of the book Hip Hop and Igbo Culture, authored by Martin Ifeanyichukwu Ekeze Ezanumba the First. Metal of Ebona the 103.5 FM. Hip Hop book launch and music concerts featuring Metal, Leo Emma, Daddy Son, Sir White, a head tray of Dream FM 92.5 Enugu. Sky C, Udo Udo, King Kelv C, One Kid, Noble Prince, Bob Zero, MC of the Day, Daddy C, Onye Nzenebu P, na Choice FM Nnewi, DJs, DJ Easy of Ebona, the 103.5 FM, and DJ Way of Choice, 97.1 Newi. It is happening on the 21st April 2024 at Leofield Residency Hotel, Okidi. Special guest of honor, Honorable Udemezue, Honorable Member representing Idemble North Local Government Council, Anambra State House of Assembly. For inquiries on sponsorship and advert placement, call 080 39167049 or you WhatsApp 08065796599. There will also be a press conference on Tuesday, 16th day of April 2024 by 1 p.m.
The entire people of Onya Kingdom Omo in Ayamelum local government area of Anambra State announced the annual festival of their powerful deities, Nkapa Eze Enu Ibago Festival, coming up on Sunday, 21st April 2024. It will run from 21st of April to 21st of May 2024. They call on the general public to come and witness the work of these deities. Nkapa Eze Enu Ibago, signed Achebe Nnagwo, the oldest man in Eze Onya, Obalim Mbechi, the chief priest. Japan to n'ọkwa nke a dị oke mkpa nke a bụ ime ka ọhaneze marụ na Tabernacle of Praise Adoration Ministry ka dịkwa n'Ogidi. Onye ọbụla gwara gị si na ọdịnọzi na-asị nnukwute asị. Ogidi is the headquarters while Umunya is the branch. Our activities is as follows. Every Wednesday na Ogidi by 10 o'clock p.m. for our prophetic night. Every Tuesday by 8 o'clock a.m. is our counseling one-on-one with the man of God, Apostle Dr. John Oka in Ogidi. Every Friday is all-night vigil, fire night in Umunya branch. Every Monday by 8 o'clock a.m. is our counseling in Umunya. Remember, Tabernacle of Praise Adoration Ministry is still in Ogidi.
Ọ ga-adagbuwa m, ọ ga-adị ebube. Site mmanụ Chinabọ a ga-agwọ ndị ọrịa. Ụzọ emechiri emechi ga-emeghe maka na ike ka ike gaji ịga njem. Oh yes, Tabernacle of Praise Adoration Ministry wey dey for Ogidi and Ukwu don launch with their Ogbonge program wey dem call Mightier Than All 2024. Isiokwu ya bụ Wounded but Not Destroyed. Ekwela ka akọrọ gị akọrọ, ekwela ka akọrọ gị akọrọ o, maka na onye ga-anọ n'isi ihe ọma bụ Apostle Dr. John Oka JP, onye ozi ụmụ Chukwu ji dị ebube. Ebe Sister Rosemary Chukwu ọ ga-eme ya bụ ya ga-akpara Mike n'aka wee nye ndị eluigwe ihe ha na-eri. Emisila ya tọọ. Ọ ga-adị n'abalị 24 nakwa n'abalị 25 nke ọnwa April, ya bụ 24th and 25th April 2024. Ọ ga na-amalite n'elekere 10 nke abalị n'ụbọchị ndị a niile. Ebe ọ ga-adị bụ n'ụlọ ụka Tabernacle of Praise Adoration Ministries dị n'Ogidi and Ukwu, Anambra State. Ọ ga-adị egwu. You can't afford to miss it. Jesus bụ eze.
Join Divine Galilee Christ Assembly Mission Ogidi on their weekly activities for your undiluted word of God, deliverance, and unlimited blessings. Every Tuesday, prophetic service and deliverance, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Every Thursday, counseling, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. Every Friday, night of vengeance, 9 p.m. till dawn. Venue, permanent site, former Buzo bus stop, Edoma Estate, Ogidi. Phone 0806 797-3760 or 0813-699-4615. For Asaba branch, every Monday is counseling 8 a.m. to 12 noon. Wednesdays, prophetic service and deliverance 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sundays, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Venue, number 5, Andy Oko Street, Bonsac, behind the Seat of Wisdom School, Asaba. Phone 0806 595-2899. Hosts, Mommy Blessing, aka Anugo, the General Overseer. Come and experience the light of God.
Country people, another ogbonge opportunity don land for you to secure your own landed property for better location with small money before price go carry you go where you no know. This one na legit info from the stables of Robin Fave Concept Limited. I know say you don sabi that name by now. Robin Fave Concept Limited na big name for this real estate business. We get the track record and we dey deliver for everything we talk. Now we bring you Blessed Garden Estate, phase 1 and phase 2. Now we still bring you Airlight Garden Estate and Unique Garden Estate. All these estates, they're the capital city of Delta State, and people when sabi levels don't buy them finish. But no worry, because land no dey finish. And our work now to direct you go where you go get the best value for your money. This time, we don't carry and come your domot with the brand new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, just 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo local government secretariat. This one now confirmed premium estate where you fit get with small money when no go turn your eye at all. Just 450,000 naira for one plot inside our special promo when they on now from now till 2 weeks time. This estate dey for Otulu off Asaba Benin Expressway, just 2 minutes from Asaba Housing Estate and 5 minutes from Wichtech Group of Companies. Golden City Garden Estate dey for good location when be say na only 20 minutes e go take from Coca Junction flyover, 10 minutes from Asaba International Airport, and e no far from the express road. For inside Golden City Garden Estate, you go enjoy life and street light go dey shine for every corner. You no go worry about security because solid fence dey around the estate and security men when dem train wella go man the gate 247. On top that one, recreational center dey for your maximum relaxation. Wetin you dey wait for? Waka come Robin Fave Concept Limited office make you collect your own plot inside the brand new Golden City Garden Estate. Because special promo dey on now, and for this promo season you go get 464 square meters of land wey be 50 by 100 for only 450,000 naira. This promo na for only 2 weeks, so no dull yourself. With only 450k, you don become landlord inside this correct estate for we capital city. Call us today for 081 68 322403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Once you pay, we go allocate your land, give you sharply, plus give you deed of assignment, register survey plan, and government approved decision. When go show say even government confirm wetin we dey do, you no get anything to worry about. Now we dey run am. If you no get all the money to pay now, you fit dey pay small for the one wey they call installment payment plan. Whether na 3 months, 6 months, or even 12 months, as long as you no go turn your eye, better payment plan dey for you to choose. Take advantage of this special promo when they on now unto say one plot of land will be 464 square meters, now only 450,000 naira. Because once this promo end, the price go increase small. And the promo na just 2 weeks e go last. Secure the future for you and your family. Buy your own land today. Make yourself become landlord inside the new Golden City Garden Estate, Otulu, when be only 2 minutes from Akuku Igbo local government secretariat. Come our office when they inside Jimok petrol station, kilometer 8, Asaba Benin Expressway, Asaba, Delta State. Or call us on top 081 68 32 2403. That is 081 68 32 2403. I say 081 68 32 2403. Now, Robin Fave Concept Limited, they develop Golden City Garden Estate.
You're welcome back to Newspaper Headlines on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Remember that you can become part of the conversation by sending your reactions via SMS or WhatsApp messages on 080-96661035. You can as well join us on Facebook as well live at Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Drop your comments on the comment section of the live video. We are on to the Daily Post newspaper. I remain Dunamis member. Vera Anyim meets Pastor Paul Becky Enenche. Yoruba Nation agitation. Nigerian Security Civil Defense Corps puts personnel on red alert in Ondo. We will continue to support defense of Israel. US. Tinubu paying fuel subsidy more than before. El-Rufai. Clark calls for special task force to rescue Chibok girls. Yobe buries corpses of 3 civilians killed by soldiers. Dunamis, I didn't intend to disgrace Hot. Vera Anyim, Pastor Enenche breaks silence over BSc in law saga. Dunamis, I didn't intend to disgrace Hot. Vera Anyim, Pastor Enenche breaks silence over BSc in law saga. NSA receives 22 rescue Zamfara varsity students, staff. FCT, I don't want to hear they are missing. Wike warns as he gives 100 motorcycles to security outfits. That's the much we can take from the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And still on the stories making the headlines on Nigerian newspapers this morning from the Daily Post newspaper, we'll flip over to Nigerian Tribune. Despite Naira appreciation, supply chain disruptions, transportation costs cause food price hike. SPPG partners Yaradua Foundation to launch intellectual exchange platform. Expert underscores need to strengthen laws against illegal wildlife trade. Expert underscores need to strengthen laws against illegal wildlife trade. WAYC laws Nigerian troops for recent security gains. Fake testimony. I have no grudge against Dunamis Pastor Enenche. Anyim Veronica. Reps Southwest Caucus condemns activists of acclaimed Yoruba Nation agitators. Anyim Veronica. National Open University students demand a public apology from Pastor Enenche. Governor Fubara launches contributory health insurance program in Rivers. Tayo Adeshina's Global Professorship Award, a recognition of brilliance. Tinubu not serious with Chibok guest rescue. Clark. IGP Ebetokun set to embark on 3-day official visit to Ogun. JAMB to UTME candidates. Smart watches, lenses, rings, others are still prohibited. Akwa Ibom government targets 600,000 households for free food. That's the much we can take from the Nigerian Tribune this morning. That will also mark the conclusion of all that we have for you on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Airborne Ade 103.5 FM. We'll now flip over to our WhatsApp portal for reactions. portal this morning, we have this message. It's coming from Engineer Ebuka Joshua Dawson. He's joining us from 33, and he says, the former governor of Kaduna State, Nasi El-Rufai, has said the federal government has continued to pay for fuel subsidy more in trillions of naira than before. It is not a joyful thing at all. Federal government should drop appointees who fail to deliver for a better development. More pressures on pockets as food inflation rises to 40% due to high electricity tariff to drive further rise. Please, federal government should do the needful. I strongly sympathize with the both mishap the victims at the remains of the late Nollywood makeup artist Abigail buried in Akwa Ibom. Lagos State government has removal of illegal properties built on the drainage channel along the System 1 midstream, Odo, Iyaro, Ojota, Ogudu, Reach to mitigate the risk of flooding in the area is a welcome development. Engineer Ebuka Joshua Dawson from 33. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also have this message. It's coming from Augustine Ezewaka from Umueze Umunachi, and he says, we now know that the oil subsidy removal was implemented for the comfort of our leaders and not to enhance our crippled economy. Statistics shows that over 10 trillions of naira has been saved since the subsidy was removed. Instead of using part of the savings to cushion the effect which the removal inflicted on poor citizens, 15 billion naira was used to renovate federal Vice President House in Abuja. Over 7 billion naira was spent to furnish First Lady's office, plus all presidential travels that got billions of naira, to mention but few. While masses were dying every day as a result of hunger and starvation resulted from removal. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message is coming from Sunday Ikenna. He's watching us live from Nnobi, and he says, I don't know why dollar dropping, but prices of goods never drop. What could be the problem? Chineke. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message is coming from Chinedu Oneka, pastor, and he says, man killed mother over palm oil seed. For God's sake, all these barbaric killings going on around the globe should stop. People should know how to control their temper. Nothing should ever make one to kill another fellow human being. Religious leaders, parents, and various institutions to intensify teaching of good moral conduct. May God bless Nigeria and Nigerians. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Valentine Edene from Mumpo. And he says, in other countries, a vote of confidence are made for legislative or party, but here in Nigeria, some of psychophans do form themselves as group to pass a vote of confidence. Nigeria is too old to be experiencing this. Indirectly, I began to notice that all these styles in the nation were products of politicians. If I may ask, so what is the name of the group that passed the vote of confidence to Tinubu? God help innocent ones. Valentine Edene from Mumpo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. This one is coming from Honorable Onyedika Osakwe, and it says the illegal refineries are being destroyed is employed to draw the nation into more perjury as they need to take over such and develop them as we cannot provide one. The rate is which crime is taking place makes one to wonder. Okay, the rate in which crime is taking place makes one to wonder if we have government in this nation. The planned trial of Ganduje in Kano State is a good development. The military mail focus on guiding defecated Nigeria, devastated Nigeria, not taking over and bombing communities. Tinubu did not have any good agenda for this nation, as people are now living in penury due to hike of every social amenity. The nation is no more safe. He continued and said that our president is only promising us a better tomorrow without anything to show for. And average Nigerian is now in a state of no return of as hunger, agony, and borrowing has taken over every household. Tinubu Yoruba loyalists are now taking over juicy and favorite positions from Hausa and Fulani pundits. The department and caprices of the nation polity has been bedeviled with lies, and it looks as if all that are in the so-called National Assembly are lions that are hungry with their mouth wide open. People should wake up from slumber. And he says, okay, Honorable Oka continued, and he says the River State under Nyesom Wike is a disaster, and he wants to remain relevant despite his misdemeanor. Ifanyoba and Kubana High Chief Priest are big-time jokers. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. This one is coming from Agonabo. He's joining us from Ofa Aguluzibu, and he says Chibok abduction saga using in intelligent trained soldiers to fish them out. He says it's a welcome development, and shooting civilians in Plateau State is a barbaric and condemnable by a well-meaning Nigerian. And he says a civilian army relationship is very laughable indeed. High cost of medicine is because of bad government. And I know very well that some of the drugs were produced here in Nigeria and the one imported from other countries have not increased, but all increase here in Nigeria. Very pitiful. And he says Yoruba looking for their nation is a very laughable because the only clamoring of 2027 presidency and are not serious about it. It is only Igbos that are looking for. Okay, he said, but as for the Yoruba, their own is sponsored by politics. And Boko Haram in the northern part of Nigeria, we are watching as things unfolding. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message that is coming from Pauline Wizu from Onitsha. And it says APC will allow Ganduje to go to Kano to answer for his stewardship during his time. Nigerians are always accepting some dubious lead to jump from governor to senator, from senator to minister, from minister to even House of Representatives, just to cover his or her wrongdoing during his or her time in office. If we prove them, it will be a deterrent to others. Pauline Wizu from Onitsha, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We also have this message. This one is coming from Ogugwa Kenneth Okuchuku from Umuobanam, Umuobalechi Kingdom. And it says Nigeria with corruption heritage and is a canker one to our leaders and learn from the young ones. So look at Ganduje APC chairman with corruption cases, unqualified and unmerited leaders without interest of the masses at the heart. It is a pity. Okay, at their heart, it is a pity. Now we have this one. It's coming from Iweka Epanya from Ikengo Gidi, and he says the very moment our politicians understand their primary responsibilities is to protect the life and property of the electorate by policies they make in the upper chambers and not toy with it. That is when we have a country of our dream. God bless us all. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Ibudu, Comrade Ibudu from Abagana, and he says Benue revenue, not a political business as usual. May God bless the Benue State Governor Hyacinth Alia for his great work. We appreciate that Naira is gaining value, but we still expect it more. Let the necessary body try harder, but it baffles me why dollar is coming down, but still one cannot afford food stores. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We have this message. It's coming from Boniface Chudubem John Paul. He's joining us from Delta State, and he says, I really want to appreciate your tremendous and tireless efforts towards bringing us and the general public up to speed with the day-to-day happenings in this very country. We continue to hope for the country which most of us have has ever desired. We continue to be hopeful as things unfolds. And he says, may God continue to see us through. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this one. It's coming from Innocent from Onitsha. And he says, what are they telling us about dollar? We are not seeing the effect. Are they deceiving us? The dollar is coming down for us to believe in their government. Both mishap on the both mishap on River Niger, the souls of those who died, rest in peace. And he says federal government should look into prices of goods, especially other than the companies and manufacturers, wholesalers and retailers to reduce the price of their goods immediately without with immediate effect. And he says I've been very happy if I will be very happy if federal government pronounce that let every company, manufacturers, who sellers and retailers should reduce the price of what they sell because people are wicked. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Now we have this message. It's coming from Obiora from Okozu, and it says over 1,000 abducted people released without ransom, said federal government. To me, the statement is vague. Is it by bombing the terrorists or by begging them? Any government that lied to his people is a failure because nothing good will come out. Just like Chibok girls appeared in Nigeria without federal government knowing the planet they are coming from is a big shame. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning. From our WhatsApp portal, we'll flip over to our Facebook portal. We have this message coming from Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara from Owerri, and she says, every time power grid is collapsing, who is this power grid? Where is it coming from? Why is it collapsing every now and then? Now, question at the ask. Okay, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Dr. Mrs. Mma Olebara. Well, this is the spot where we'll call it a day on this particular edition of Newspaper Headlines on Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Remember, it comes your way weekdays in the morning by 7 o'clock in the morning. So keep a date and don't touch the dial of Airborne at the 103.5 FM. Once it's 8:20 this morning, we'll be back with Birthday Splash. Till we meet again, I am Martin. Have a wonderful morning.
Can we talk about the challenges we are having on our streets, our community, our society in general? Street report. If we do not address these challenges on Ebonadi FM, who will? As the happenings around us get as complicated as they can be, government, whatever. Street report is here to make sense of it all. Street report is causing social change across your streets. In your community, Street Report is here with hardcore journalism to get to the roots of our problem. Why don't you join me, Martin Ifan, number the force every Friday, 4:30 p.m. on Ebonadi 103.5 FM as Street Reports unfolds in your face. On Martin Ebonadi corner 24/7, 24/7.
Okay, guys, thank you. Like, subscribe, and share. Right, hit the subscribe button right here. Remember to check out this book on Amazon.com. Hip Hop and Igbo Culture by yours truly, Martin Fine Quickly. All right. We are having a press conference today by 1, at the European Residency Hotel. So, pull up. Let's have fun.